very welcome back. Now, Laura is at Dublin Port Riverfest for us this morning.
Indeed she is. Let's cross live to her in Dublin city centre. Laura.
Thanks, guys. It's kicking off at midday today and there are already queues beginning to form. Now, obviously, we're on the water today and water safety is very important all year round, but specifically in summer. So we have Laura Jackson from the RNLI now with us. Good morning, Laura.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm great, thank you. Can you tell us about the Respect the Water campaign that you currently have?
Okay, so Respect the Water is RNLI's drowning prevention campaign. So what we're trying to do is halve the drownings by 2024. So at the moment we have a new campaign out and it's all about floating. So what we're trying to get you to do is, if you fall into the water unexpectedly, is to fight your instinct and to float. Automatically your body goes, oh my goodness, I've just gone into the water. You start to gasp, you start to pant, your heart rate rises rapidly, and these symptoms means that you can't swim and you can't call for help. So these take about a minute to subside. So in that time, what we want you to do is to lean on your back, tread water slightly with your hands and your feet, and to float. This means that you have a better chance of survival.
Now, you also work on the lifeboats, which must be incredibly interesting. What kind of dangers do people usually find themselves in? Is it struggling to breathe? Is it getting out of their depth? Is it just not being strong enough swimmer, or perhaps swimming in the wrong place, the wrong beach at the wrong time?
Well, I think we get a whole mix of everything. One of the big things in Dunleary is people getting cut off by the tide at Sandymount. What happens is they go out, the tide goes out really far, and they go out for their walk, but don't realise the tide fills in from behind them, and then they get cut off. But we get everything from anglers to boats, but we want to make a big push on that. A lot of people think, oh, it won't happen to me. But over half the people that go into the water don't expect to be there. So it's not your sailors, it's not your... yes, we do go out, but at the same time, we're just trying to push people to think, do you know what, this could happen to me, and to be really aware of that fact.
And I suppose you can be as strong a swimmer as you want, but if the factors are against you, like the tide or the weather suddenly turns, then it doesn't matter how strong a swimmer. You need these basic sort of survival tips.
Yeah, completely. Like, you don't... if the tide starts to go out and you get caught in a rip current, you could be the strongest swimmer in a pool or even a sea swimmer, and you'll get caught out.
Yeah. So tell us some of the basic tips, Laura, that we should be keeping an eye out for the summer. Obviously, if there's a flag on the beach, don't get all brave/silly and go out swimming when you're not supposed to.
Yeah, so one of the big things that we'll say is, actually, if you are going out to a beach swimming, is to go to a lifeguarded beach. Irish Water Safety and some of the councils have lifeguards on this beach, a lot of the beaches around Ireland. So go to one of those. That's the first thing. The next thing is, if there is a red flag up, don't go swimming. You know, the lifeguards are fantastic and they know exactly what conditions you shouldn't go swimming in. You might not be able to see it on the surface, but there might be a strong rip underneath. If it's red and yellow flags that are up, you swim in between those flags and the lifeguards will keep an eye on you, and they do a fantastic job.
What about if you are walking the dog or you happen to be pottering along a beach and you encounter somebody in difficulty? What can we do to help?
Well, the first thing is to not go in after them.
Really?
Yeah.
That'd be your instinct, though.
Your instinct would go in, want to go in after them, but it would be to call 999 and ask for the Coast Guard. Once you've asked for the Coast Guard, then you can maybe go about trying to find life buoys that might float and you can throw to them, or something buoyant that you could throw to them, but don't go in after them. That's what we're here for, is to get them out.
And I suppose there are plenty of courses that you can also participate in if you'd like to train to be a lifeguard, but also just your basic, courses like first aid would involve a lot of these safety aspects.
Yeah, completely. I know Irish Water Safety do all the lifeguard courses. There is just general first aid courses are fantastic. You know, you learn CPR from those. You learn some tips about drowning and stuff as well, and those, so definitely good things to have.
Well, look, really interesting tips there, and I suppose just to be mindful and perhaps never swim alone would be another obvious one, I presume.
Yeah, never swim alone. If you are going out, tell them your estimated time back, so that they know if something's maybe not going quite to plan. Again, if you're going out in kayaks, if you're going out in boats, if you're going out at all, please just let someone know that you're going out, and then they can alert rescue teams if you're not back, and we could get to you in time.
Now, not only is the boat we're on, the Pelican, anchored, obviously, but I asked about life jackets earlier on. When the boat is a certain size, you don't wear a life jacket on the boat. Presumably, if you are going out kayaking or something, the company should be giving you life jackets, and if they don't, ask.
Yeah, definitely. It's actually law here under a certain size. You have to wear a life jacket on the water. It is paramount. You know, if we've had incidents recently that boats have gone down and they haven't been wearing life jackets and the results aren't good, so we need people to be aware of that. And if they do have life jackets, there is a system in place that you can check them yourself. Just go online, or we do different life jacket checks across the country as well, just to make sure that if you do go in, that they'll definitely work.
Lovely. Thanks so much for your time this morning, Laura, and good luck this weekend. I know you're a very busy lady here this weekend.